McCall here with the McCall to Talk podcast, and after a couple of weeks off, I was feeling a bit poorly and sorry for myself, but back in the game now, and over at Arlesey today against Winslow, and I think the only game in the whole country perhaps that's on, certainly, well, South Midlands actually, I know, joking aside, it's the only game I think with grass on today. So wet and windy, we'll see what we've got. But there's a real couple of lads here that I go back a fair bit with, and I'm looking forward to seeing them play. And a big thank you actually to Phil Cavener, the outgoing chairman, previous manager here, telling me all about the FA Vase year. Obviously, big memories, and he's full of beans talking about that. So a great example of great memories set in non-league. But we'll come back at half time, full time, and see how we go with the players. Right, I'm just in the bar, and I think I'm never going to be warm again. But yeah, just finished this game. I would say I enjoyed it, but I didn't because it's absolutely freezing. And I'll tell you what, worse conditions to play football in with the wind and driving rain. But it was a difficult game to play, and I'm sure for the players. Anyway, after about 7 minutes, Winslow did get a shot off, and about 14 minutes in, Osie actually then created what I think it's not against. I wouldn't say against the run of play, but the goalkeeper was having trouble with his kicking at times, with the wind, and then this time he actually miskicked one and it turned into the best manoeuvre ever. Talk about playing through the thirds. It was picked up in midfield, popped round corners, popped wide, and ended up with Arlesey hitting the crossbar. Sort of cross-come shot, really. I think maybe more of a cross with the conditions, but that hit the bar, and there was a few shots sort of either side, really. That Ford had a shot saved. Kerr for Winslow, good player by the way, number 8. He had a shot saved, but there was nothing to do really. Just all about the conditions, I would say, and not conceding with because of the amount of potential mistakes, and that sort of dictated the game. Second half come out and was off and running really quick because I thought maybe Arlesey would be on top with the wind their side, going their way, and Kerr scored a good goal, to be fair. But do I say good? I think it was deflected. Keeper was rooted to the floor. 1-0 Winslow, and then it was left to the manager to bring himself on. He'd come on at half-time actually for Alex Taylor, who I know really well, so I'm going to have a word of him in a minute, see if he's all right. But he stepped up, the manager Cooney, and absolutely levered one in the top bins. So that brought it back to 1-0, and then the game sort of pitted out into everyone thinking, I wish this was over. So, right, more important, I'm going to go and try and speak to a couple of lads that I know. Let me just quickly go to what I always do, standout players. I like the right back for Arlesey, excellent getting forward and crossing. I like the left back, really athletic. Andrew Osie Bonsu, playing centre back, really calm on the ball, loved that. 7, Lorenzo Johnson, got him stand out as well, driving with the ball, dribbling, really bright. And the 14, Mensah, came on, rapid pace, had 2 good chances to score, but caused them loads of problems. And I would say the stand-up player for them, for me, was the 8, George Kerr. Right, let's take it from there and see who's about. Blimey, that was loud. Right, I'm sitting here now in the boardroom at Arlesey, who have been very nice to me actually today. And I've got... someone just scored. I've got with me my main man, Andrew Osie Bonsu, obviously great friend of mine, played for me. I know he's done podcasts in the past as well with me. And I'm here today watching the game. Andrew goes out on the pitch, and I see you, Andrew, playing centre-back. And my word, I tell you what, Andrew, I know it's a horrible game. But let's first of all, because I want to talk to you about being centre-back. First of all, great to see you as always, Andrew. How are you? And have you warmed up yet, mate?
I'm all good, thank you. Good to speak to you and good to see you as well. Yeah, man, I'm centre-back's a new position to me, obviously. I haven't played there my whole career, but it's something new to me and I'm actually really enjoying it. Never thought I'd ever play here. But it's a thing where, with the traits I have, the manager saw it in me and played me there one game, and we've kept 10 clean sheets this year. So it's a thing where it's worked really well for me and the team. So I'm actually enjoying it. So it's good. It's good.
Yeah, it seems like what I loved, Andrew, right, watching is it seems because you're so comfortable on the ball, and dare I say, I don't know, especially as you come down the leagues, not many centre backs and that will want to get on it. You know, obviously normally it's kind of like a bit hit and rush. Whereas, like, the first thing I saw you do within a couple of minutes is drop your shoulder to send the guy the wrong way and staying on the ball. Is that something that they're trying to do here, to get you on the ball and sort of play from there?
Yeah, I started the season obviously playing in midfield. Gaffer saw me play last year for Dunstable and was impressed with me, so he brought me in to play in midfield. And obviously, we had a run of games where we weren't really winning, so he thought, let me get my main players and my leaders and bring them together and then get rid of all the others. And he just played me centre back against Tottenham. He kept the clean sheet. It was 3-0, and then ever since then, clean sheet after clean sheet after clean sheet, climbing up the table. And it's worked well in my favour and his favour. So it's worked really well, and I'm actually enjoying it. I feel like I can express myself. I can see everything in front of me. And yeah, it's good to play there, and hopefully I can carry on playing there and keep getting points on the board.
Yeah, well, do you know what? Fair play, because I've never seen you do that before, Andrew, and it was really interesting for me because obviously I know you so well as well. Historically, you know, you could pick the ball up from deep, run the whole length of the pitch with the ball, flair player, and I absolutely thought it was terrific, mate. It's great, obviously great to see you, you know, doing that role, I must admit. And we just got Tommy has just walked in the room, the manager. I've not met you before, Tommy, so really good to meet you, buddy. Just a bit of background, I know Andrew extremely well. I worked for MK Dons actually, so I knew all about Andrew, and then as a manager myself, Andrew came in for me after he left the pro game. So first of all, Tommy, what's your thoughts on the game? And secondly, well done for finding his position with Andrew. I love him playing there.
Yeah, look, first on the game, look, I think, you know, I'm a young manager, I'm learning. Maybe looking back, maybe it wasn't the right decision to get the game on, because, you know, kind of played into their conditions a bit, the way they play. And look, I'm not insulting them, because they're very, very good at what they do. There's no right way to play football. There's no, you know, everyone's got their own way of playing, and, you know, fair play to them because they're very good at what they do. But I just think the conditions maybe played into their strengths. But look, as I always say, when you're not playing well, can you get something from the game? And we got a point, so we'll take that and we'll move on.
Yeah, I mean, not surprisingly, you sort of think waiting for mistakes to happen somewhere. The ball was up in the air, it was blowing back. I remember one actually, the ball underneath the keeper, that was very difficult for him. I can see, I don't know if it's what you want to do, Tommy, but to me anyway, it looks like you're trying to get the lads on the ball and then trying to hurt the opposition with deep runs, you know, when they come in and looking to pressure. It's very commendable. Second half, obviously, in particular, you came on and you're looking, like I say, I heard, I don't know if it was you or someone from the bench shouting about a 3v2. The message is clear. You're outnumbering at the back, get on the ball. Is that something you're trying to do, Tommy?
Yeah, look, we worked on it in training, where I wanted my centre mid to drop in to create a 3v, because they're pressing singles. You know, we watched them twice. We had a report on them. They don't press as a group, they press in singles. So what I want to do is create a back three against a one at times to create that 3v1. And in my opinion, it was on a lot in the first half, but my centre mids weren't brave enough to get on the ball. Hence why I brought myself on the second half. But to be fair, the conditions were very bad. But I did think we had a lot more joy in the second half when I dropped into those full-back positions from centre mid to create that 3v2. And I felt if you were to look at the stats and look at mine and Andrew's touches in the second half, I would say it was considerably a lot higher than it was in the first half.
Yeah, and that the number 10 for them, his name is King, Simon King. Of course, he's a handful. And Andrew, you had a good fight with it. Like I said, I've not seen you play centre back before, and that was like an old school centre back and striker duel there, you know. And I thought you really had a good go at him. But the biggest thing on us notice is probably the coaching coming out of me now, and like buzzing was just go on then, get me on the ball, and bravery. And I guess is that why you've put him there, Tommy?
I'll be completely honest. We started this season, and again, I'm big on reflection. I'm big on taking responsibility. So I think if you look at the most successful people in the world, they're big on responsibility. And don't look outside the window. Look at yourself at first. And I think we overcoached the lads when we first came in. So we kind of, we started okay, but I think we won 5-0 and then lost 3-0, and it was just a bit. So actually, me and Andrew went centre half because we had so many injuries, and a credit to the lad. He's been unbelievable. He's my skipper. He's someone I trust, and I'd like to think Andrew would say the same. But we've got a great relationship on and off the pitch, and someone hopefully I can work with a long time. And yeah, look, centre half. He's been our best player this season. If awards were handed out today, he'd be my manager. He'd be my manager or player of the season for manager, and I'm sure he'd be player's player as well. But,
well, do you know what? I didn't think I'd be coming over here today. I must admit, when I was driving here in the weather conditions, I thought anyone that's ever played this game knows it's the worst for any footballer. High winds, swirling winds. No one really enjoys playing in that kind of game. It makes for obviously mistakes and what have you. But I'm delighted it came because you seem like a really top man. I think you're going to go like really good places. I can see what you're trying to do despite the weather, and that's always, it puts you in good stead. And to see my main man here, I mean, me and Andrew go back so far on a personal level as well. We sort of like know each other really well, and it's great to see him enjoying his football and being able to be brave and getting on the ball. All the stuff I know he loves. He absolutely loves that, and to talk about him like that as your skipper is fantastic. So do you know what? Today the board have been great. Chris Terry great. The former chairman Phil. Absolutely welcoming me here today with open arms. You, the manager, Andrew, my man, the skipper. So thanks a lot, guys. I'm going to close that off today, and I'm going to go home and probably go in a hot bath or something. Because Tommy, I'd love to say that I enjoyed the game. It's one of them, but it is one of those brutal games you've got to get through somehow, one way or another. And fair play to you. Let me just, you agree or disagree? I'll just put an X by some players. I don't really know these other players. I thought you're right back in the second half. Crossing, terrific. He's got a really good crossing, isn't he?
Josh is on loan from MK Dons.
He's on loan, is he?
Yeah, I've got a good relationship with the boys down at MK Dons. So yeah, Josh, I thank MK for trusting me with Josh's development, and I think he's getting better every week.
See, I can spot a player, Andrew. That's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he's got areas in this game he needs to improve on, but the kid's 18, So.
Brilliant, yeah. And I think the shape and the athleticism of the left backs, I think both full backs quite impressed with.
He's actually not a left back, to be fair. He's a centre half.
Yeah. Quite athletic, isn't he?
Look, he's a kid who was captain in the Conference Prem at Scunthorpe at 19.
Got it.
Had a bad injury, had a lot of clubs after him, high demands, had a bad injury, and unfortunately he's on his way back up now. But again, that's the kind of profile we've gone for, because we like to do things properly here. We do things professionally. We don't. And
young players, right? You got, and even on the bench, the lad, the 14, come on, full of pace. Okay.
We've kind of gone for ex-academy boys because they're easier to coach, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
They've had a good education.
And Lorenzo Johnson, again, I've not seen him before, driving inside in the first half, good on the ball, isn't he?
I think Lorenzo, again, is probably another kind of player we've gone for who's kind of fallen out of the low. I think Andrew would be fair and say in the summer he was thinking about packing it in, and
really?
I think we've kind of gone for that player where, I retired young. I got the job here at 27. Because non-league can be wild.
It's like as well in non-league as well.
Of course, Andrew.
Especially with what happened with us at Danceable as well. How we didn't get paid and got relegated, etc.
Yeah.
And things like that. It was hard, man. But credit to the gaffer, man, because without him, I'll be honest, I wouldn't be here. A lot of players probably wouldn't be here because he gave us confidence and faith, and I'm enjoying my football.
Yeah, and I think mentally you were challenged with this game, Andrew, right? It's fair to say, isn't it? I think,
yeah. So credit to the gaffer. I feel like all the boys that are here, they all want to fight for him, and that's why we've got a good group. So it's good, man.
Yeah. And then I'll finish up then, like I say, great to see so much talent there on the pitch. Young lads, faith in young lads, something what I personally believe in, as everything I do is on that. Not a bad goal. Tommy, should we? I've heard it's been videoed, right? But I'm sure it's going to go round and round and round. But He's 35, 37, 40, 50 yards. I don't know what, but absolute Roberto Carlos it and the other way.
He's been doing that. He's been doing that, to be fair. I'll give it to him. Yeah, this one ended up hitting the back of the net, so credit to him. But
I just felt he was off his line, and I was saying to Courtney, is this a left or a right footer? And I said, you know what, I think I fancy this. So I just said, you know what, I'm the gaffer, no one's going to shout at me if I put it over the bar. So it's all
Well,
right.
this is controversial, Tommy. I'll finish up. Andrew's right-footed. As Andrew knows, I am also a lefty, and I've got to say, those sort of like detail perfection, they're only lefties have got that in their locker. Yeah. Agree, Andrew?
100%.
Love it. Thanks a lot, guys. Really appreciate it. Thanks for talking to me. Take care now.